Good morning Year 6 and welcome to our new week. Hope you all had a lovely weekend. Let's start off by looking at our Fluent at 5 questions for today. Make sure you get yourself your 5-minute timer ready and once you're set, off you go. Okay, let's have a look at those answers. Well done. Right, this week, getting us prepared for coming back to school next week, we're going to kind of do a recap of learning. So we're going to be focusing on 3 main areas this week. So we're going to be recapping place value and the 4 operations, so addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, recapping fractions, and then finally measurement. Okay, so let's have a look at today. Okay, so today is our place value and 4 operations recap. Okay, so here is a list of the things that we're going to be focusing on today. We're going to be recapping reading and writing numbers, the value of digits and partitioning, ordering and comparing, BIDMAS, and then multiplication and division. Okay, so throughout these videos this week, okay, there's going to be me as normal, showing you some questions, asking you to pause the video, have a go, unpause the video, and I will show you the answers. Okay, so there isn't necessarily any new learning this week, okay, we should feel quite confident with these areas, but it's really important that we go back over and recap it. Okay, then through the tasks that you complete at the end of each day, there are obviously additional tasks to help sort of push you further with your learning. So let's start off by recapping quickly reading and writing numbers. So if we just start off looking at this place value chart, okay, thinking about what this actually represents. Okay, so I've got my place value here, and then I've got my counters. Okay, what is being represented here? 5 millions. Then in my 100,000s column, I've got 800,000s, 2 10,000s, 4 thousands, 4 hundreds, 2 tens, and 8 ones. Okay, which when I write this number, it would look like this. Okay, then thinking about how we read numbers. Okay, so just as a quick recap, when we read numbers, okay, we think about it in kind of sections of 3 almost, and to start off with, you almost work backwards from right to left, which seems wrong because we normally would go left to right. Okay, because we need to sort of group these numbers together, because I can't just say 5,800,000 to 10,000, it would be very wordy. So anything to do with 100, tens and ones, I would group together. Okay, 428. Okay, then anything to do with thousands, the 100,000s, 10,000s and thousands, I also group together as that group of 3. So I've got 3 and 3. Okay, and thousands here, I've got 824,000s. Okay, and then obviously I've got my millions, and that I would just read separately because there's only 1. Okay, if we were working with a larger number, okay, and there was a place value here and here, then I would group those together. Okay, but obviously there's only 1 here. So once we've then worked backwards, thinking about that, we then, when we read it, obviously read from left to right. So first of all, we read the millions part, so 5 million. Then we read the thousands part, 824,000. And then we read the hundreds, tens and ones, so 428. And then here, okay, just writing it out in words. It's really important that when we write it out in words, we use the correct spelling and we do it accurately. So we've got 5,824,428. Okay, right, now looking at the value of digits. Okay, so if we have a look at this number here, say the number aloud. Okay, so we're reading it in our groups of 3. We've got 861,257. Okay, the digit 8 in this number is here, so it stands for 800,000. And the value of the digit 8 is 800,000. Okay, the digit 6 here is in my 10,000s column, stands for 60,000, and the value of the digit is 60,000. And the 1 stands for 1,000, the value of the digit is 1,000. Okay, and we could obviously continue that with the hundreds, tens and ones. What I'd like you to do now is pause the video and have a look at these 6 questions, write down your answers, and then unpause the video to check them. Okay, and here are the answers to those 6 questions. Okay, so the digit 0 is in the hundreds place. The digit in the 100,000s place is 1. In this number, the digit 6 is in the tens place. In this number, the digit 8 is in the 10,000s place. Okay, and then in these 3 numbers, the digit 2 is in different places, so its value is different. In the first one, it's in the thousands place, then the 100,000s, then the 10,000s place. Okay, so hopefully we got those correct and felt quite confident with that. Now, looking at partitioning. Okay, so I've got this number here, 381,492. Okay, which I can partition and represent like this, where I break each place value down. Okay, so I've got 300,000, add 80,000, add 1,000, add 400, add 90, add 2. Okay, so that is one way that I could partition that number. Okay, before we have a look at these questions, can you think of how else we could represent that number and partition it in a different way? Okay, one way that we could partition this number, okay, is, I could do it in a number of different ways, but I could do 380,000, add 1,400, add 90, add 2. Okay, so I could kind of group some of them together. There are many different ways that we could partition it, but this is sort of the most obvious way there. So what I'd like you to do now is pause the video and have a go at these 4 questions. Off you go. Okay, and here are the answers to those 4 questions. Okay, so the digit 7 is in the millions place. The value of the digit 6 is 6,000. The digit 2 stands for 200,000, and the digit 9 is in the 10,000s place. Then partitioning these numbers, okay, so 7,200,000 partitioned is 7 million add 200,000. C, you needed to be careful with, okay, because 6,235,000, it's already given you the 235,000, so it was just the 6 million you needed to add on, okay, and then finally this one here, the missing number was 50,000. Okay, so once again, hopefully you were feeling quite confident with that and got them right. Okay, recapping, ordering and comparing. So I've got these 2 numbers, 712,935 and 712,846. Okay, so when we're comparing numbers, okay, we always start from the left. Okay, always start with the highest place value. So here, my highest is my 100,000s. Okay, I look at the 2 digits, they're both 7. Okay, so I can't state whether one of them is greater or smaller than the other. Okay, and then what I do is continue that through until I get to a place value where the digits are different. Okay, so I can see here that the 10,000s are the same and the thousands are the same. So I can't compare this number at the moment, okay, apart from the fact that these are the same. So when I then get to the hundreds, okay, the digits are different. So now I've got 900s and 800s, okay. Think about the digits 9 and 8, which is greater? Okay, 9 is greater than 8, so that tells me, therefore, that 712,935 is greater than 712,846. Okay, so we always start with the left and go through the digits there. Okay, what I'd like you to do is pause the video and arrange these numbers starting with the smallest. So for each question, you've got 3 numbers, arrange them starting with the smallest. Off you go. And here are the answers. now recapping our knowledge on BIDMAS. Okay, because sometimes we're given a calculation and there's more than one different type of operation in the calculation, and it is really important that we know the order that we need to complete the operations in order to get the right answer. Okay, because if we don't, sometimes we can end up with the wrong answer. Okay, so what we do in order to help us remember the order is to use this BIDMAS to help us remember the order. Okay, so hopefully you're already sort of saying, oh, I know what it is, this means this means this, but we're just going to recap very quickly. Okay, so B in BIDMAS, okay, what does it represent? It is brackets. Okay, so anything in a bracket will always be done first. Okay, then we've got our I, our indices. Okay, what is that? Okay, basically that's any sort of number, so let's just put a question mark there, where it is being squared, okay, or cubed. So I'll just put a 2/3 there. Okay, so any of those would be done next. Then we've got our D and our M. What is D and M? D and M is divide and multiply. Okay, so any division or multiplication needs to be done next. And then finally, we've got our A and our S. Okay, thinking about what operations are left, A and S is obviously addition and subtraction. Okay, so they would always be done last. So what we're going to do is have a look at a few different calculations and see how we get on. Okay, so the first one, if we have a look at, is 3 times 2 plus 6. Okay, so having a look, okay, and it's always important, just like when we're like reading numbers, we always start with the left. So always start with B and check, are there brackets? Yes, there are brackets. Okay, inside my brackets is 2 plus 6. So that means that even though it's an addition, which is kind of what we do last, because it's within a bracket, we always do that first. Okay, so 2 plus 6, let's do that in a different colour so you can see it. 2 plus 6 is 8. Okay, and then we do what's left. Then there's 3 times 8. 3 times 8 equals 24. Okay, because there was no other operations there for me to complete. Okay, now I'm going to put up 2 calculations that I'd like you to have a go at. So once I've written them up and you're ready, pause the video, have a go, and then come back and we'll go through the answers. Okay, off you go. Okay, right, let's have a look. So here, like I said, we always start with the left. Like reading numbers, we always start with the left. So I look, are there any brackets? Yes, that means I need to do that first. 2 add 5 is 7. Okay, what I'm then going to do, and what I tend to do, is write out then the rest of the calculation, because that's going to help me not forget anything, make sure I get it right. Okay, then I go next, are there any squared or cubed numbers? Yes, there are, so I'm going to do that next. 2 squared, basically meaning 2 times 2 is 4. So then I'm doing 7 times 4. Okay, multiplication is obviously next and the only thing left, which equals 28. So well done if you got that correct. Then looking at this one, okay, so starting again, B for brackets. Are there any brackets? No. So what I'm then going to do is go to my I. Are there any squared or cubed numbers? Yes. Okay, I've got 2 cubed. Okay, 2 cubed, basically meaning 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, and once again, I'm going to write out the rest of the calculation. Okay, then I look next, D and M, division, multiplication. Are there any of those? Yes, so that means I need to do that next. So I'm going to do 3 times 8, which is 24. Bring down the rest of the calculation. Okay, then I've got subtraction. 36 subtract 24. is 12. So well done if you got that correct. Okay, and then recapping our multiplication method. If you're not feeling very secure with this, there is a step-by-step guide of another example on the learning PowerPoint, so go and have a look at that. But we're going to have a look at these two calculations as a recap. Okay, so when multiplying, I always start with my ones. Okay, so for a moment I'm going to forget about those 2 tens there, just multiplying my ones. Okay, so 6 times 4 is 24. And then make sure I put my regrouping underneath. It's really important that we regroup accurately. Okay, moving on to my tens. 0 times 4 is 0. Add on my 2 here. I'm going to cross it out so I know that I've used it, giving me 2. Now my hundreds. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, so 20 hundreds. Make sure I regroup there. And then finally my thousands. 7 times 4 is 28. Add on my 2 is 30. Okay, so 7,506 multiplied by 4 equals 30,024. Next, I'm going to multiply the tens in 24. Okay, so first thing I must remember to do is to put in, because I'm multiplying by tens, my 0 in my placeholder in my ones. Okay, I think this is where lots of us sometimes go wrong because we forget that 0. Once I've done that and I've put it in, then I just start multiplying. 2 times 6 is 12. 0 times 2 is 0. Add on my regrouped 1 is 1. 5 times 2 is 10. And 7 times 2 is 14. Add on my 1, 15. Okay, and then obviously my final step then, once I've multiplied the two numbers together, is to add them up. Okay, so 4 add 0 is 4, 2 add 2 is 4, 0 add 1, 1, 0 add 0, 0, 3 add 5, 8, and 1. Okay, so the answer to 7,506 multiplied by 24 is 180,144. Right, pause the video and have a go at this calculation and then come back to see if you got the correct answer. Okay, so here is the answer. So 3,824 multiplied by 32 should have given you the answer of 122,368. If you need to, pause the video and check my workings out. Okay, finally, we are going to just recap division. Okay, so looking here, it's really important that we recap the vocabulary and make sure that we understand what the different parts are. Okay, so this is representing 86 divided by 3. Okay, the dividend is 86. That is the number that's to be divided, so the amount that you have to start with. Okay, the 3 is the divisor, so the number that we are dividing by, so the number of groups. Okay, and then the answer is the quotient, okay, and that is the number that each group will contain. Obviously, there are two different methods that we can use for division. We've got long division and short division. What I'm going to do is just very quickly recap long division for this calculation and short division for this calculation, and then I will get you to have a go. So I'm going to do 7,537 divided by 15 using long division. Okay, first thing I would need to have done, which I've done for us already, is write out my 15 times table. Honestly, I'm not very good at them, so I need them written out in front of me. Okay, so long division. First thing I'm going to do, okay, is obviously group my thousands and hundreds together. So I've got 75. How many lots of 15 go into 75? Looking here. Oh, there's an exact match. It's 5 lots. Okay, 5 times 15 is 75. So then I subtract that, giving me 0. Okay. Next, I bring down my 3. Okay, can I do how many 15s in 3? No, so I'm also going to have to bring down my 7. Okay, meaning that I've got a 0 here. Okay, because I couldn't divide that. Then, how many lots of 15 go into 37? Having a look here, 45 is too far, so I need to go back. So 2 lots can fit in. So 2 lots. 2 times 15 is 30. Subtract that, giving me 7. Okay, so the answer would be 502 remainder 7. Okay, which I could then also put as a fraction. Okay, it would be 7 over 15. Okay, and I could then work that out as a decimal. So that would be long division. Okay, we use short division more, okay, just because it's easier for when we need to provide the answer as a decimal. Okay, so now we're going to do 6,721 divided by 12 using short division. Okay, so once again, I'm going to regroup my thousands and hundreds together. Okay, 67 divided by 12. How many 12s fit into 67? Okay, it would be 5. Okay, because 5 times 12 is 60. Okay, what's left over would be 7. So I just carry my 7 into my tens column. Now I've got 72. Okay, 72 divided by 12, that fits. Okay, that is 6. Are there any left over? No. Okay, so now how many 12s go into 1? 0. Okay, and this is where I would then need to put my decimal point, okay, and put my zeros. Okay, we might be going to 2 decimal places, so I would need 3 there. So what's left over? 1. Okay, how many 12s go into 10? Would be none. What's left over? 10. How many 12s go into 100? Would be 8, because 8 times 12 is 96. What's left over is 4. Okay, how many 12s go into 40? Would be 3, because 3 times 12 is 36. Okay, I don't need to go any further because now I can round that number, okay, to 2 decimal places. 3, okay, I would round down. So the answer would be 560.08. Fabulous. Right. Please now have a go at these 2 calculations using the short division method, and where necessary, round your answer to 2 decimal places. Okay, here are the answers. Okay, so the first one was 408 and B was 32.2. Please pause the video and check my workings out if you got the wrong answer to see where you went wrong. Right, now that we've done a recap of all of those areas, it's now time for today's tasks. Please complete today's tasks and then I will show you the answers in tomorrow's video. Good luck!